Let's take a closer look at the Disney 100 R2-D2 pop vinyl figure from Funko. Varykino, living the Star Wars life. Hello there, and welcome back to the Varykino YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be taking a closer look at a new arrival for our Funko pop vinyl collection, this sparkly, shiny R2-D2. The Walt Disney Company is turning 100 in October, and as such they have launched a special sort of celebratory sort of collection of merchandise and tie-ins celebrating the 100 years of the Walt Disney Company. So for the Disney 100, Funko are releasing a range of special Funkos celebrating various aspects of Walt Disney, which includes Star Wars, of course. So, as you would imagine, they've picked a very popular character for this special Star Wars pop vinyl, R2-D2. And it has this really interesting finish that was hard to kind of see in the online images. So I'm super keen to get him out of his box and take a closer look at this shiny finish in person. I think it's one of those ones that's really going to look like really quite neat out of the box. Some of our Funkos we keep in the box, some of them we take out. Of course, we keep all of our boxes, but I'm really keen to see this one out. I think it's going to look really cool. So first up, we'll take a look at the packaging. We can see that the image of R2-D2 here has an interesting look to it. It's like they've kind of designed it to have sort of facets like a crystal sculpture with some interesting color tones. Even the image there has a bit of a pink tint to some of those angles. We've got this gorgeous sort of prismy silver foil here on the front, labeling R2-D2, and we can see it's got some special Disney 100 striping around here. We can see it has the Disney 100 logo and a small little Star Wars logo repeating. And of course we have that same sort of iridescent foil here as well for the number 593. Window with that same image there at the bottom. And on the back we can see a full image. We've got a fun picture of R2-D2 and more of that gorgeous foil there on the back with the special Disney 100 logo. And we can see the full image of R2-D2 on the side of the box there, and another little element of foil with the number. And we can see that cool Disney 100 repeating logo. So it's very celebratory, very different to a standard R2-D2 pop vinyl figure. It's got the special edition sticker on it, as obviously this is not part of sort of the main line of Star Wars figures. It's going to look very different alongside your other pop vinyls. So I guess that's a good look at the packaging. Very cool. It's always exciting when special ones like this arrive nice and mint in the mail. So now we'll get them out and take a closer look. So personally, I like to open my Funkos from the bottom, just in case the cardboard gets any little creases. It's all hidden when I put it on my shelf. Here's in there. Okay. Just a quick little look at the backing card because you can see it a little bit better now. It's got that same Disney 100 logo repeating print, which is quite cool. Something different in there. I'll just pop that one back in there. Okay, so now we get a slightly better look at him out in the daylight. I'm just going to put that packaging to the back there. So now we get our first in-hand look at this little guy, and he looks super cool. I'm getting a proper look at that prism finish and the sort of the subtle faceting. You can see all these sort of slight angular shapes and angles to R2-D2's cute little bobblehead there. And even his eye has some angles. You can see it sort of points off to one side rather than being a perfect circle. So it's kind of like a jewel, you know, something special, sort of like it kind of makes me think of like a Swarovski crystal sculpture. I know they did a bunch of Star Wars figures. It kind of, you know, makes you think of the facets of crystal or a gem of some kind. And there's a little bit of faceting on the body as well. I can sort of see some triangular reflections there. For the most part, he is sculpted very classically, just a few sort of facets along these sort of slightly wider open spaces and predominantly on the head. So, but of course, now that we can see it under the light, we can see this gorgeous kind of iridescent finish. It looked more pink in the box. I'm getting slightly more sort of blue and purple tones now that I get it out, which is really quite interesting. I think if you got this in the sun, you'd get quite a sort of an interesting finish to it. And we've even got just a cute little painted element there on the back, the little blue buttons. It looks like it's cast in this sort of interesting plastic, and it just has, it's not quite the classic R2-D2 blue. It's more of like a purple, which is interesting because the Disney 100 colors are basically silver and purple. Those are the colors they've chosen for the sort of anniversary celebration color scheme. So I'm getting the feeling that they have gone with more of a purple on this R2-D2 to tie in, because the head looks, as you would expect for R2-D2, silvery compared to the body. There are actually two different finishes here. This one is quite a sort of an iridescent finish, and this one feels like silver with a little bit of an iridescent sheen to it, with a slightly more of that purple. So to kind of get a sense of how different this one is to a standard R2-D2, I'm going to grab one from our collection that has a standard 3-leg pose, and this one is this one from the 40th Empire Strikes Back R2-D2 numbered 31. This one also has the special edition sticker. So this one, he has the sort of the muddy wash to him because he is from the Dagobah scene in the Empire Strikes Back, but he does have the same bobblehead and 3-legged pose, so we can see these ones together. So we can see just how different the sculpting is on the face, or the head, and the body and stuff like that. So I feel like they have done a new sculpt on the body. It's very similar, but I can see some differences. Like this little box here sticks out. It is a flat design on this standard one over here. Obviously the painting is different, but yeah, that one's a funny little difference there. So they haven't just used the same sculpt, because I was wondering whether the subtle facets here meant that they would have to basically sculpt him from scratch. I do feel like this is a different sculpt, and it's a little hard to tell if they've maybe even put some facets, sorry, I put this one down, some subtle faceting on the sort of recessed part of his shoulder here. It's possibly a little bit in there. But yeah, I think it's super pretty. I kind of hope to see more. I mean, I have to wonder if they're going to do 100 pop vinyl figures for the 100th anniversary. Obviously, they're going to do a lot of Disney ones, classic Disney ones. But I'm kind of hoping we see a few more Star Wars ones in the range. Obviously, Star Wars is a big component of the Disney umbrella of brands these days, alongside Marvel, of course. But yeah, obviously that head on this is very, very different. You can see just the drastic color differences there, and you can see the top little part here is very, very different. This one is doesn't have sort of a recessed little notch in the top. This one sort of got a little dot, and this one is giving me very sort of faceted shape there as well, and you can see that in the eyes. So I think they're so cute. I love R2-D2. I think he makes such a cute little bobble, and I'm excited that they chose this one for the Disney 100 range. I know that they did a range of statues across the Walt Disney World Park, celebrating different characters in the Walt Disney Company, and they did, you know, BB-8 and R2-D2, so I wonder whether we might see a BB-8 in this scale, or perhaps maybe a sort of a iridescent 3PO to go with this one. But I think that this one is super cute and a very special addition to our pop vinyl collection. I hope they do more. And even just classic Disney ones. I think this one would be a very popular item. I know that in the past Funko have done those sort of all one color metallic versions of characters. They did like a metallic green Yoda and things like that, and some for the Mandalorian. But I think that this one is more special. I think it sort of stands out. It's more interesting to me. Personally, we don't have any of those metallic finished ones in our collection because they weren't as appealing to me. The ones that I do have are the gold ones that they did a few characters for. I predominantly picked up the Leia and the Rey ones. You can see the bottom there. But I think that this finish is just absolutely beautiful, and while it's a special edition, I think I want to display him out of his box because he's just too pretty to hide away in a box. That's so cute. So I'll have a few pictures on the blog, but I'm super happy that he arrived well in one piece, and we can add him to our Funko collection. So I hope you enjoyed this Funko Pop Vinyl unboxing and mini review. Let me know in the comments if you're hoping to pick this one up for your collection. Check out our other videos for more Star Wars unboxings. Catch you in the next video, and as always, may the Force be with you. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like. Check out our other videos and subscribe for alerts about new uploads. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.